Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog. It is the 30th of December, not quite 2025 just yet. I am in a hurry because we're running a bit late. Well, not running late, but we're probably going to arrive on time, and that's like if we get a parking space. Ah, crap. Bet that's Thomas. Me with the interior light on like a right tit. We are going out for the Scout Leaders Christmas dinner because they couldn't get a date before Christmas that suited everyone, so this is the only date. This is really, there's something wrong with, I need to clean off the camera on that because it's looking all kinds of fuzzy.
It's got some grease on it.
I don't know what I've got on it. I took the Christmas decorations down today, so that's done. I won't be filming anything tonight because I'm not about to put a camera on people's face. I may try and get Darren to take a photograph of the table so that we've got a photograph of us all like together. But yeah, we shall see. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Isaac is at Callum's house playing D&D. Hopefully he'll be there until we get back, but we shall see. Get this light turned off because we're on dark roads and it's probably a bit distracting for other drivers, so I shall catch up with you later. Hello. You know that thing when you plait your hair and you've got one or two little strands of hair that are pulling really tight? That. So I'm scratching my ankle. Also, that thing when your ankle socks are too tight and your leg is itching like crazy. That. So, oh god, I can't stop scratching. That's a problem, and you scratch myself raw already. It's about midnight. It is Monday night, coming into Tuesday morning. Just had our meal with Scouts. I'll put in a photograph of me looking uncomfortable here. You sort of like get stuck beside people in the order you arrive, and the like section of the whole district leader is like Penfold. He's so awkward and so panicky and so what's the word, officious and wanting everything to be just right and stuff. It's quite funny. And I got sat opposite the fiance of one of the leaders who went to my school and remembers me from primary school. She was in P7 when I was in P4. She's 3 years older than me, and she knows me. You look completely different to how you looked at school. You were really dark then, weren't you? Yeah, black hair, skinny, completely not like I am now. I said, I'm probably not much taller, but I'm twice as wide. I think this is several times as wide because I was so skinny when I was little. But do you not think it's odd to remember someone from school that was 3 years under you? And she remembers other people in my class, and I'm like, I don't know her at all. I didn't really know people in other years. And the fact is I was so quiet in primary school, ridiculously quiet, that I don't know how she knows me. She knows like the girl I was best friends with called Brenda, who went to St. Patrick's. I've spoken about her before. She died of cancer, unfortunately, in her 30s. I didn't find out at the time. She's the one I lost touch with in high school because we went to different schools and people there didn't want to be friends with someone from our school because we were all posh snobs. Me, a posh snob, can you imagine? Just because it was a grammar school as opposed to a high school. And in Northern Ireland, we have an exam thing. If you sit it and you get an A, you get into the grammar school. If you don't, or you fail it, or you don't sit it, you go to the high school. So I was a posh snob because I passed my 11 plus. Skint, always have been skint, always shall be skint. No posh snob here. Take my contacts out. I know how much you love that. So yeah, the meal was really nice. We went to that place that Isaac likes called Pizza Parlour. I had lasagna. Darren had brisket. And then they're all heading to the pub after, but we just came back because I don't want to leave Isaac for any longer. We didn't leave him. This morning I actually got a text from Callum's mum to say she was having a group of them up for D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Would Isaac like to come? So of course Isaac went up there about 3 and we went back for him about 10:30. We left the meal at like 9:30. when them lot were heading to the pub. I don't know what they're going to talk about, because they're like people that sort of like, I suppose in a way, work with each other, but like a lot of them never see each other because they're over the Beavers or Cubs, not over the Scouts or Explorers. And even the Scouts and Explorers only see each other once a week at most. So it's like really difficult for conversation, you know what I mean? So it's like, no, I had to get blown out of there quickly. I just don't like that sort of situation. I'm hideously awkward with people I don't know well, and you just don't know where to put yourself. And even though I'm the newest, you kind of feel like, you know, no one's talking, do you need to try to make conversation? But I've always felt that if you're an established person, you should be the one making, I don't know, it's just me. It's social etiquette, I'm shit at it. I don't like it, I'm awkward, I'm shy. People laugh when I say that, but I am shy. Kelly will understand that I am a very shy person because she's the same. Bit good news tonight as opposed to another friend I know via YouTube, who's also called Kelly, from Texas. A bit of good news medically for her for some tests, which I'm obviously not going to talk about here. It's not my business, it's hers, but I was so happy to hear. She got positive test results, and that's fantastic because I'd been, you know, thinking about her and hoping everything went well, so that's awesome. We got antibiotics for my mum this morning, asked the carers to take a sample, which we can't do because she's got a weird catheter bag on that we can't work out how to work. It's different from the other one, and they were given notification to do it. Durham went in, they'd forgotten. One had to be called back, which left us late getting Isaac up to Callum's house. Oh, my throat. I can't take this bug. Before Friday. We have the Chief Scout Gold Award presentation on Friday. I cannot really sort. I don't know what's going on with that, but please do not be that thing. Something's really irritated my throat. Shut up, Lisa. That might help. Shut up and give the frog a chance. Yes, so pleasant mail, awkward colleague thing. Weird that somebody remembered me from primary school that wasn't even in my year. I'm in the bathroom, Isaac. I'm coming out now in a second. But yeah, I'm going out to let Isaac into the bathroom. I shall catch up with you guys. I'm in to see my mum tomorrow. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.
What they're saying is going to be the cure for baldness.
The cure for baldness?
Yeah, it's in eggs. There's some enzyme or something in eggs that causes a boost in the regrowth of follicles.
Do you not think you're maybe...
Oh, I'm past that because mine's gone, but for other people, it seems all they're going to do is take what this enzyme is and exaggerate it and put it in that form.
Well, if you're rich enough, you can get that hair taken from the back, can't you? Yeah, that's educational. That will be added to Darren's list of waffle when I press record on the camera. Because I just pressed record and you started
eggs.
Talking about...
Yeah, eggs.
It is Tuesday, just heading into my mum's. I need to make a stop at Dunelm on the way. They're going downtown for a dander to see if there's anything in the sales they can buy themselves. I'll have to stay with my mum, who's still in, well, she was in bed yesterday, so I've no reason to... Do you see the speed of that car? Plastic.
It's not like he's not hitting a huge puddle in front of him.
There's a massive puddle on his side of the road and he's speeding. Has he never heard of aquaplaning? Clearly not. I'm stuck behind a... What is that, a truck?
Yeah, it's a big side.
That's doing about 45. So we're tootling in at our leisure. My mum's now... Well, she I can't speak. She took to her bed last Thursday, so it hasn't even been a week yet, I suppose, but that's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Darren went in yesterday. I think I told you this vaguely last night before Isaac needed to get into the bathroom, so I cut short. Darren picked up antibiotics for her yesterday, so she started the antibiotics. A sample's been left in, so yeah, it was bad. As a matter of fact,
cold chicken gravy.
warning in advance, I'm putting in a picture of the catheter bag and the colour. So if you don't want to see it, don't look at it. So the carers said that it's not just that. They said they'd never seen anything like that before, and they said it wasn't even just that it was the colour it almost appeared thicker, which concerns me a little bit about maybe blood. Darren spoke to the doctor and he said it could be blood.
Could be infection.
It could be infection.
Blood caused by infection.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait to see what comes back from the blood test. Sorry, the wee test. But I would imagine she'll still be in bed today. Usually this would be the day I would take her out downtown, but can't see her being up to it until next week. You wanting any more of this tea?
No.
No. Hey, let it go with your teeth then. Open your mouth.
No.
How long is Geraldine what? How long is Geraldine? All fussing about what? No, they're fine. They're not all fussing about me, Dad. Do you want a soft drink, or do you want any more tea, or do you want me to leave you to sleep? She seemed very tired. Maybe we could do a bit of sleep. Hmm? Say that again. You'll take what? You'll take what off you? You don't have a coat on. You're wearing pyjamas in bed. You're not in the hospital. You're at home and you've got your pyjamas on in bed. You just got this nasty virus. It's just a matter of recuperating. I think you're tired. I think I'm going to leave you to have a bit of a sleep, because you keep going. God knows how long he'll be in there fooling around. What do you mean? My dad, he sat in there watching TV. But he can't hear a word you're saying. His ears are bunged up. I'm stood beside him and I'm having to shout at the top. I don't mean raise my voice, I mean shout. Because he's got cotton wool in both ears and olive oil to go down and have them done out on Thursday, so he wouldn't be able to hear a word you're saying. You just be both sat in silence. And is that TV, honest to God, you'd hear it in another house. Somebody will put a complaint in. Well, hopefully on Thursday it'll help a wee bit, and then he's going to bits about a hearing aid. That's the best news I've heard in years. So he'll actually be able to hear then. Do you know Chris wears 2 hearing aids? No, neither did I. He told me. He sent a message on Facebook with a picture of him and my dad. My dad must have been at the club at some stage. And he took a picture. He says that Big Bro was in great form. And I'd said to him that he was deaf as a post. No, he said, how's your mum? I did ask him, but he didn't answer me. I says, he won't have heard you. I says, he does this thing where he like doesn't let on he can't hear you. He won't ask you to repeat yourself. He'll just ignore the question. I says, he's deaf as a post. And he says, oh, well, that's a family trait, I'm afraid. I've got 2 hearing aids. So that's him and Oliver both. And maybe the others, I don't know if Chris has a hearing problem, maybe. And obviously my granda was deaf as a post as well. And my granny, didn't she have hearing aids that whistled or something? Should the early NHS ones, though, the rubbishy ones, he'll be getting the decent ones. Hopefully that guy's saying if you die with a fiver in your pocket, it's a fiver wasted. Hopefully that's sunk into him and he's gonna get them. He doesn't. He says it sticks in his throat spending all that money. I says, but all that money that's gonna be something that'll make a difference, rather than sitting and exactly, make a difference to everybody. I don't think he realises how much of a difference it'll make to him till he has it. So. Hello, it is Wednesday evening, New Year's Day. Happy New Year, everyone. Sorry about the dark. I'm waiting on Darren, whose tail light as usual. We're going to see Nosferatu, my most anticipated movie of 2024, which got moved back to the first day of 2025. So we're just setting off, but the car was completely frozen over. I went in to give Darren a hand because quite a bit had to be done. Oh no, I can do it, and then realised I had to make multiple trips, so I had to pre-book this as loads of seats were taken. And I've got a pass that I can normally use, but I wasn't able to use it because you can't use the passes online, which is fabulous. So had to pay for it. I'm like, I'm not setting up the front, like all the back seats, the whole middle, all the way 3/4 way to the front was taken. You didn't lock the door, did you?
No, left my keys on the
So we're just heading now. I shall let you know how it is. I will be, of course, doing a review from my main channel, but yeah, I shall speak to you later. It is Thursday and it is snowing. Hope nobody sees me and thinks I'm filming their house. There we go. Snowing. Snow on the ground. So we're staying in today. Hello, it is, I don't know what date, Friday. It is the 3rd of January and we are currently defrosting the car. We're heading up to Belfast. Isaac has his Chief Scout Gold Award presentation today, this evening should I say. We're heading up earlier, have a look around a few shops, have something to eat, make sure we're there on time because the weather here is awful. The car's just covered in snow. Darren's just cleared it.
It's supposed to completely freeze up later on.
It's not the best day to be away from home and to have to drive late at night, let's put it that way, but what can you do? So yeah, we'll set off now, and if I can, I want to try and film inside City Hall entrance because it's really nice, but I also don't want to look like a complete prat, so we'll see what happens. Isaac will be glad to know that I think they separate from us when we get in and all the scouts go.
Who was getting it today?
Huh?
Who was getting it today?
Who or what?
Who was getting it today?
You, Saoirse, Lauren, Oscar and Emma. Blonde Emma, not the other one. The other one's ready.
There's no one I can sit with then.
Huh?
There's no one I can sit and talk with.
Oh. Well, you might get a badge for that then.
There's no one I can sit and talk with. Isaac, there's scouts from all over Northern Ireland going. Isaac will find something to moan about with anything. Right, so we'll switch you off. There's nothing really to record at the minute, and I'll record a bit later on. Here we are on the way to the City Hall. They're not actually flashing when you look at them. Now there's that. Right, über die Straße. It's like I'm freezing, folks. Trying to work out how to get in at the minute. Right, it's obviously not this side. There's Happy Christmas for you in Irish, and the log showing. Looks very pretty, but The main entrance is flipping shut, so we have to walk around to find where we're supposed to be going in. Oh, look at the lovely stained glass.
Oh, that's what I'm at parking.
No, this is just staff parking, council parking, is it?
Oh. Now why are there normal cars?
Right, guys, the door's open for you. So we're going to have to talk English, right? You there with that?
Yeah, it's a very plush car, isn't it?
Wonder I'm on way still look like a flipping tourist.
Shall I stand up? It's quite Isaac, I can wave at them from here.
From the Ballymena, we have Robin Andrews and Margaret.
Seth Dargina, Lauren Davis, Isaac David, Oscar Craig,
Too late, too late. No, getting you. Don't be shy. Oh, this puppy.
Okay, so immensely unflattering. What is going on? The exposure's really weird with this. First chance I've got to record, I'm in bed. Yes, I look like shit. I feel like shit. I don't know. The last thing you saw, I think, was Isaac's Chief Scout Gold Award. I made out little compliment slips to give with their badges on Friday. This is Saturday night, by the way. I don't know if I told you the Sunday that I was going in with Darren, I said to see how my mum was. Well, she was in bed that day. Nobody told me. That flu knocked her for 6. I went in a few days and I sat with her. She was drinking. The care said she was eating. But I was busy Wednesday. I was in on Tuesday. I was busy Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, we went up to Belfast for the presentation. That was yesterday. So I phoned today for sort of time. So it's not normal I would have 3 days where I hadn't been in. That would be unusual. And I said to my dad, how's my mum? Much the same. And I said, but we got her antibiotics. Is she no better? Hang on, I'll put her on to you. I can't even explain to you how bad it was. I couldn't understand. She was basically making moaning noises and going, no, that sounds awful, but that's what she was doing. Why my dad saw fit to put her on the phone and walk into the kitchen is anybody's guess. So after 5 minutes of trying to understand her and her just getting really exasperated, and she sounded like she was just in a real state and really confused and she couldn't speak, I had to hang up the phone and I phoned back so my dad would hear it and come into the living room. And I said to him, what the hell's going on? I said, she's not much the same, she's worse. Oh, I can't understand a word she's saying. I said, if she's worse, why have you not contacted the doctors? I said, you need to call out of our emergency doctors today, now. He doesn't grasp the gravity of the situation. Oh, well, I've got this wash and I'll hang it out and then I'll do it. Had to get him the phone number. He phoned they phoned him back a few hours later, 2 hours later, and said, he said everything that was going on. Basically, she stopped eating properly, she's barely drinking, and when he goes anywhere near her, she's like fighting him physically. She's getting really aggressive. She's not well at all. And, you know, she was still bad when I was last in, but not to that degree. I could understand what she was saying, and even though there was definite delirium, it's so much worse. And he never gets, it's always like this, it gets so bad and he just leaves it. They said they were sending an ambulance out, but she wouldn't be able to get into a wheelchair for us to take her, and that would just mean sitting in A&E for hours. And at the minute, there's alerts everywhere as to how the A&E is just under so much pressure. They're barely coping. And if your situation's not life-threatening, you will have a very long wait. That's what it says on the website. I don't know why my face is like this. I do apologise. Right, I took the exposure down to 0, and that's made me really black, which is better than a big bright face like you had. But they said the ambulance was coming out to get her, but they said it would be 2 to 3 hours. She'll try her best. She'll make it priority. Then she called back 3 hours later to say it probably wouldn't be tonight. It would be tomorrow. They're trying their best, but it's just mad. So we have to wait. He's calling me the minute things change, as in when they come for her. I know he won't go into the hospital with her. Problem is my mum hasn't a clue what end of her's up. She doesn't know who's with her, who is, nothing. So I have to wait until he phones to tell me she's in, and then decide whether to go up tomorrow, Sunday, when I don't even know if she'll be admitted to a room. She'll probably be in a corridor for hours, or in an ambulance. It's so bad. It's not good. But I'm even like literally worried she's going to get through this one, because it's that horrible flu that everyone else has had. But my mum has MS. She's really weak. Her immune system's very bad, and she wasn't properly recovered from the stint she had in the hospital a few weeks ago. She's still getting over that, and the delirium is just so bad that we can't tell whether it's dementia or whether it's delirium. We have no idea. So I'm just gonna have to wait and see. I'm just beside myself. I just like how much more can happen. Everything's just such an unknown at the minute. I just feel like my dad keeps I've said to him, you need to be addressing these things, and he just never does. He never wants outside assistance. He never wants to tell anyone anything. He didn't even call to tell me. And I'm always in every other day, and sometimes more. But because of that gold award and how I didn't want to catch that bug and miss it, so I hadn't been in 3 days. Well, 2 days and then the day of the award. And in 3 days, shit's hit the fan again. So this will be her 4th hospitalisation in 4 months. She had 2 week stints in Dalriada Hospital, the MS unit. She had a week and a half in Antrim, and now she's going back into Antrim again. It's just really bad. I just feel like if my dad can't be keeping on top of things, she shouldn't be at home. I don't know why everybody cannot see that my mum should not be at home. It's just gone beyond it now. You know, much more of this, and she's not going to pull through. She's not going to get out the other side of this. I'm trying not to stress, but I can't help it, because me stressing is not going to change whatever happens. But I feel like I'm on my own with one parent that can do nothing for themselves and is very vulnerable, and another parent who's like a toddler. They said to pack a bag for her for when she goes in the ambulance, and my dad phoned me to say, what do I put in the bag? I says, pyjamas, toiletries, stuff for her to wear. I was like, fucking hell. I mean, a grown adult saying, what do I put in a hospital bag? Honest to God. It's because I've always done everything. But anyway, I'm going to go to sleep now. I've come to bed early. It's about 10:30 Saturday night. I'm shattered. I'm expecting a phone call. They said it could be the early hours they get her. It could be tomorrow morning. My dad's staying up. He's going to phone me. And then we're going to decide between us the visiting schedule. but I don't know if he can drive yet. He's not been told he can't, but he hasn't tried yet. So I don't think. Plus the roads are icy. We've got another weather warning. And when he drives back from hospital, it'll be dark, and my dad can't see properly in the dark when he's driving. He can see fine, like in daylight, but the minute it gets dark, he can't see. So he's not going to be able, but we used to do it when my mum was in hospital, turnabout. So like I'd go on a Monday, he'd go on a Tuesday, I'd go on a Wednesday, and like we'd do it like that. But I don't think he's going to be able to drive this time. And I cannot go every single day because I'm still crashing over the last couple of months. Oh God, so I just want things to just settle down for a little bit. And I just feel that since like August, when my dad went away to Spain for that trip, nothing's been right for more than a week. I don't even think we've had a week where stuff's not right. But anyway, I'm going to go to sleep, guys. There is a new season of Love is Blind on Netflix. It's the German one, so I'm going to try and distract myself with that. As always, thanks for listening. I shall check in when I know more tomorrow. Hello, guys. Sunday night. Closing off the vlog. I think it's like the 5th, is it? Isaac's not back to school tomorrow because they have an inset day. I've just spoken to my dad. The ambulance has just been and picked my mum up tonight, about 10-15 minutes ago. It's round about 11 o'clock at night. He called the emergency, well, I called them on Saturday. I think I told you this yesterday. And he had been just leaving things, and I'm like, you need to get on to out of hours. She did, and they says, right, we're putting an ambulance on for you. This was 3:30 yesterday. They said it should be 2 to 3 hours. Nothing. Then they said it would hopefully be this evening, but it might not be till the morning. And then he called them at 10 o'clock this morning, and they said, we're really sorry, but you know, because it's not a life-threatening emergency, we can only get to you when we can get to you. That was 10 o'clock this morning. They said it'll be this afternoon. This afternoon he got a phone call to say, I'm really sorry, but we still don't have an ambulance, but we've upgraded you to the same as a heart attack, stroke. So if a person was having a heart attack or a stroke, my mum was the same category at this stage because she'd been waiting for 24 hours at this stage. That was at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and they finally came to get her about 10 to 11 in the evening. So that's 6, 7, almost 8 hours after her risk was upgraded. So if you phoned the ambulance with a heart attack or a stroke, you were waiting 8 hours for an ambulance. Take that in. That's terrifying. Apparently the ambulances are all backed up outside the hospital because there's no beds. But she's just been taken in tonight. I have been off and on the toilet all day. I've got some sort of virus. I'm being sick. Both on both ends, let's put it that way. I think I might have the beginnings of norovirus. I'm starting to feel worse as the day goes on. I thought it was stress last night when I started to feel off, and today I've obviously put it down to stress, but it's getting to the point where I can feel it's more than I've got something. And obviously I can't go to the hospital with norovirus for 2 reasons. I can't be away from the toilet for any length of time, and I can't bring this into a hospital, especially not near my mum. I don't know if my dad hasn't driven since his accident. I know he's still got sort of leftover symptoms, so I don't really want him driving. The whole thing's just a fucking nightmare. So I'll just have to wait and speak to my dad tomorrow to find out what ward she's in, and then hope that realistically I shouldn't be going up until 48 hours after I stop being sick. But that would be at least another 3 days, I would imagine, at least. That's if I stop being sick tomorrow, and I can't see it because you can tell how these things with me usually run for 3 days. I can't leave her up in hospital for herself all that time if my dad's not able to drive, you know what I mean? Might get Darren to take my dad up there's just so much happening. I got a text tonight from Scouts to say that Isaac can move up to Explorers from this week if he wants, so he's going to be going up, which means I won't be with him. I'll be with the younger ones downstairs and he'll be upstairs with the Explorers. We're also changing his jiu-jitsu from a Saturday to a Thursday night because he's missing too many classes. With Scout, things always been planned for Saturdays. And he missed Saturday just gone because he woke up and he said he was really sick and dizzy and he had a headache. And obviously because this bug's going around and I was feeling a bit delicate, I thought, I can't risk sending him in case he's got this bug, which he didn't. He just had been up too late the night before, playing too many games. So, scunnered. Look that word up, scunnered, fed up. So yeah, that ends it. I wanted to start 2025 afresh and hopefully have a better year, and it started like this, and I still haven't started healthy eating, exercise, nothing, because I feel like shit. Well, I haven't been eating much because I'm not well, but you know, that's not the start we wanted to the year. I don't want to be moaning constantly, but we shall see. Let's try and hope for the best. But my poor mum, like, she's not recovered from her last bout in hospital, and this, I remember saying I don't think it's the bad bug she's got because it would have floored her and I didn't feel she was bad enough, but then she just progressively got worse and worse. So, me and my big mouth, eh? Right, I'm going to go to bed, folks, and I shall check up with you. I shall catch up with you next week. I may leave it a few days so I'm not just constantly moaning every day about stuff. Until I've got something to tell you, I may do that. But yeah, I shall speak to you later. Thanks for watching, guys. Hello, yes, flattering as always. I can't believe I put this out on the internet. So, very quick catch up. I think I spoke to you and said that my mum went to hospital last night at 11 p.m. in an ambulance after a 30-hour wait. I've got a sickness and runs bug at the minute, so I couldn't go up to the hospital. My dad went up. Now, you maybe remember me telling you when my mum was hospitalised a couple of years ago that a doctor asked me if she died, did we want to resuscitate because she was so weak? Well, they asked my dad the same question on the phone. Apparently he lost his rag at and says, of course I do. What my dad doesn't comprehend is the doctor even said she's so weak she might not, you know, resuscitation, she won't be able to hack it sort of thing. I can't get this turned up, my skin and me thing, because my hand's too wet. Oh, let's take this wee bit off first. But then I can't like grip the top of it because that's where the stuff comes from. Maybe it's fit. It's all over the place now. So he says, of course I do. My mum is so frail. So they're talking about, will you want to resuscitate if that happens? And he's like, of course I do. And he went up this afternoon. She was in a corridor on a trolley. She'd been there all night. She hadn't had anything to eat or drink. My mum is wasting away, basically. She had nothing to eat or drink. They were talking about it being an infection when she went in. He got a phone call at like 4 o'clock to say, we're discharging her this evening. So we phoned on Saturday at 3 o'clock. She got into the hospital on Sunday evening, A&E on Sunday evening at about 11:30 p.m, so 30 hours later. And after staying in a corridor in a trolley for, 5 hours, they sent her home. They said apparently there is no infection, but initially they'd said about infection. Now I don't know what it's like anywhere else at the minute, but on the Northern Ireland news every night, it's talking about Brecon Point. They're having to put people in tea rooms on trolleys. People are dying in corridors. They're saying that, you know, people are coming to the end of their lives and they're still in a corridor. there was one woman in Belfast in the hospital, incidentally, my dad went to for his operation, the Royal. And her mum has been with her because she has dementia. She's 74. Today is Monday, and she had been with her mum in that corridor from Friday, and the mother's still on a corridor. It's just, what can be done? Apparently there are approximately 500 people waiting to be discharged, but nowhere to send them. So the hospitals are this is all steamed up. The hospitals are basically full up with elderly and frail people, elderly, that are ready for discharge, but there's nowhere for them to go. So what I don't understand is, why is there not a different area for these people that don't require intensive care, or you know, like, don't require as, you know, some people are going to die because they're in corridors getting no treatment while these beds are taken up by people that are healthy enough to go home. You would think there could be like other wards, like less rigorous, you know what I mean? Like, they built that Nightingale Hospital during COVID and I don't think it was ever used. I mean, can they not draft the army in to help out in situations like this? They have trained medics. I mean, rather than over in other countries fighting wars in other countries, what about helping in a crisis in here? I'm sure it's the same on the UK mainland, but this is a sort of situation where they need the extra help. They need, you know, all these billionaires and millionaires could do so much, just like given access to a building with equipment, and it would be nothing to them. But all these people are, I dread to think how many people's going to die over the next couple of months. So we've gone from my mum being so frail, do you want her resuscitated, to she's back home. And my dad says, well, she's just lying here in the bed. She's basically incapable of anything. She's just lying there like a corpse, for want of a better word. I can't go in because I've got this virus, and if I give her another, because it's a vomiting sickness one, if I give her something else, so I've stopped being sick now, but I still have to wait like 48 hours to go in. And then I found out today my dad doesn't feel safe to drive. He hasn't driven since his accident, and Darren took him up today to see my mum, but he's not driving. He's scared to drive, which says to me that he's having symptoms that he shouldn't be having. But given that if he goes to the doctor, which he told me he'd rather his head fell off, that's the maturity of my father, given that, you know, that all they can say is go to A&E for a scan, which I know he won't do, he's due to have a follow-up scan at the Royal, so if there's anything going on, that'll pick it up. So hopefully we'll get that sorted. Right, I'm going to go to bed, folks. I'm having an early night, it's quite early. But yeah, my mum's back home after all that. I shall check in with you later in the week.